What's up, sons? It's BlindRod with Son of a Tech once again, and today we're going to be taking a look at the mining capabilities of the brand new AMD Vega Frontier Edition GPU, so stick around. Alrighty, so here is the AMD Vega Frontier Edition GPU. It sports 16 gigabytes of HBM2 memory, which should be really good for mining. At least on the Fury series, we've gotten some pretty good results out of the Fury Nano even, which I've picked up. And that one's doing really well with its 4 gigabytes of HBM2. And I had high hopes, or have high hopes, for the Vega series, or Vega Frontier Edition here, for mining Ethereum. However, there's going to be some surprises along the way, so stick around. To cover a few more things, though, before we get started, the Vega Frontier Edition comes in a nice blue and gold color scheme, so, you know, throw that into a nice blue and gold themed mining rig. Haha, just kidding, probably not going to do that. But, you know, throw it on a piece of wood, get it in there, and start seeing what we're going to hash. Now, for power requirements, it's going to be pretty hefty. You're going to need two 8-pin PCIe adapters, which has max theoretical with the PCI rail probably about 375 watts. Now, it pulls more frequently about 300 watts at max power load. Now, with some tweaking, we could get that down quite low. It just depends on, you know, what specific afterburner settings you're going to go with. In this case, I did just stay at stock settings. I did try to bump the memory up to about 1000 megahertz to see if we could get a better hash rate, and it's applied a little bit better, but nothing too fantastic. And then finally, it's going to have a reference design cooler, which is actually quite loud. It is probably, in my opinion, from what I can tell, noisier than the Titan X Pascal line from NVIDIA or the Green Team, which is, you know, I guess sort of expected. It does seem to peak temperatures even just mining quite quickly as well, pushing the fan speed up to, on its stock curve, past 80%, closer to 100%, and it gets very, very loud while mining. And at that rate, it is staying around 78 degrees C, which is also quite hot. Now, we're probably at about 27 degrees C, 25 degrees C here in this room right now where the GPU is being tested. So that's just a little bit of background on that. But let's get to the hash rate. The hash rate is actually surprisingly low. It's only at about 31 mega hash a second, which means that we aren't really going to get great returns. If we take this and go take a look at the Ethereum calculator, we're only looking at about $72.64 a month. This is at the current rate. Of course, Ethereum prices are always fluctuating, so make sure you go take a look at the current rate and keep in mind that it could dive or increase just over various times. But if it was at this rate right now and it maintained this price, we would be looking at a return of investment in about 13 months, as the Vega Frontier Edition GPU runs about $1,000. So that's going to pretty much cover all of the mining Ethereum capabilities of AMD's Vega Frontier Edition GPU. I am curious though, seeing that it does have 16 gigabytes of HBM2, if we did go ahead and throw this into a VM environment and started passing it through to a few different VMs, if we could increase the I guess synthetic hash rate, we could try to trick the card into dispersing maybe 4 different VMs with 4 gigabytes of VRAM. So I am going to try that and see what happens, because I'm curious to see how that would go. But that's going to call it quits for today. The only other thing I would mention is I did have trouble getting it to run in the Claymore dual miner, and I had to use ETH miner to really get it to even recognize it as a CUDA device. So not sure what's going on there. It's probably something to do with how new the drivers are, possibly. I'm not positive. I'll let you guys know in some later videos. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. Check out sonofatech.com for our forums, and you can always support me at patreon.com/sonofatech, where I try to post some benchmarks and etc. early. Until next time, I'll see you next Tuesday.